afternoon, race fans. Welcome here as we get set for our 11th race of the season. No, 12th race of the season. Wow. We're already up to race 12 of season 5 of the NNSCRA Hersheys Cup Series. Getting ready to cap off this race weekend from the concrete monster mile of Dover International Raceway. Getting ready for the running of the AAA 400 Drive for Autism. We are going to be getting set here for 60 laps of racing, which should certainly be interesting. We ran a 40-lap event in our Tax Slayer Truck Series race here yesterday, in which all 40 laps went clean and green, but not without a number of lead changes and some good battles on track. We'll see what happens in today's race. I thought this would be a race yesterday where track position was key, but Joshua Hyatt fought his way up from the 12th place starting position to win the race, so these drivers can cut their way through the field if they've got a strong enough race car. J Baskinger lines up on the pole position. He's still looking for his first win of the season, but the last couple of weeks have been very kind to him. He finished top 5 at Kansas, and then last week he finished very well at FTF Superspeedway. He has fought his way in the last 2 weeks up to the 15th position in the points, but still looking for that first victory. The win and you're in system, he definitely needs a victory if he's going to make his 5th straight Hersheys Cup Series chase for the championship. Alongside of him is the guy who comes in as the points leader, K Batson, who went to victory lane a couple weeks ago at Kansas. He's looking for his second win of his career now as he lines up on the outside of the front row. Benjamin Miles comes into this race struggling, 30th in the point standings. He's still looking for his first win. Now his team of ML Motorsports did pretty well yesterday with Jessica Miles getting a top 15 run, so maybe they were able to get some information he can apply today. And Dallas McIntosh really needs a good run. He's going to start off 4th. Let's get to command and we'll fill you in on some more in just a minute.
Is this on? Drivers, start your engines.
There's command to fire him up. Dallas McIntosh coming into this race, mired down in the 35th position in points. Had a pretty decent run last week at FTF, but only gained 2 spots in the stands. And starting off 5th is J McCloud, 36th in points, was a 2-time winner last year. He obviously would love to find victory lane for the first time this season as well. Your top 10 the points coming into today's race, presented by Golden Corral. K Batson is the points leader, 3 points over last week's winner, Daniel Guilbert, after his win at FTF. Chris Dodd, 2-time winner, is 3rd in points with Brandon Gonzales and Zachary Fitzwater, your top 5. Then it's Cole Baker 6th. Rookie K Shearer is up to 7th in points with James Richardson, Jessica Shelton, and Joshua Michaels. That is your top 10 in the points coming into this race. Defending winner of this race, the 22 of J Bryant. We'll have to see if he's going to be able to double down here in 2 straight seasons. Getting ready to go racing here, the AAA 400 Drive for Autism at Dover. Flagman has the flag in hand. Green flag is out. Let's roll. 60 laps of racing, so do the math. 3 stages, 20 laps apiece. 20, 40, and 60 are the laps we're looking for the completion of our 3 stages. Baskinger to the lead. Batson will now slot into 2nd. Battle is on for 3rd between J McCloud and Benjamin Miles. We'll have to see if the grip levels hold true in this one as they did in the Tax Slayer Truck Series race. Inside line, the preferred line in 1 and 2. Outside line, the preferred line in 3 and 4. Baskinger out in front, then Batson, then McCloud. Charles Sandfer now up to 4th. The battle is on for 5th. And now that's over. Benjamin Miles will take it. Dallas McIntosh will now slot into 6th as J Gardner side by side with A McCrury for the 7th position. Top 4, single file, nose to tail. Who's going to step out of line? McCloud peaks, not going to go. Sandfer going to go to the inside for 3rd. But McCloud's going to have that run on the top side. That may draw him alongside K Batson for 2nd place. It will. Now Batson will battle back on the bottom. McCloud will try and get back to the throttle quicker there out of 2. Now he'll have the preferred line going down here into 3 and 4. McCloud may move into 2nd place here if he can get the run off the corner. There's a cleared the 39? Yes, he has. And now he crosses over to try and go for the race lead off Baskinger, who throws the block on him. McCloud got a big wave of momentum down that front straightaway, tried the crossover, but couldn't quite get to the left rear of the Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet. And as these four battle, Anthony McCrury has now slotted into 5th. He's making his way up towards the front in that RWBY Chevrolet. McCloud going to try again. Now to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll get to the left rear this time, and he's got some people behind him that want to help freight train by J Baskinger for the lead. Can McCloud clear into 3? Not quite. Here comes Baskinger again on the top side. Look at Sandfer. Look at McCrury. He's going way up top side, trying to get 3 wide with Sandfer, who had to give him room and had to get down into Keith Batson in order to avoid wrecking with the 61 off of 4. That was close. McCloud still side by side with Baskinger. He's got to clear the 5 by the time they get to 3. Still hasn't done it. Baskinger going to battle back again on the top side. Who's going to lead this lap? It's Baskinger on the top side, but McCloud is still there on the bottom. Can he complete the pass this time? Sandfer is right there with him. They still draw even off turn number 2. Baskinger may have the advantage now into 3 and 4. I think he might be able to clear McCloud and keep the top position. McCloud still hanging tough there, though. McCloud is still there, but look at now how they've all migrated to the top side. Baskinger going to cut down in front. He'll keep the lead. McCrury now up top side. He's going to battle with McCloud for second. McCloud hangs on to the spot for the moment, but McCrury still up top side. Can he get the run through 3 and 4? J Gardner has now joined this group. Top 6 have kind of broken away from 7th place Brandon Gonzales. McCrury with a crossover. He's going to go to the inside of Baskinger. And he will clear the 5 for the position. That's what McCloud couldn't do. He couldn't clear Baskinger, so Baskinger was still alongside on the top side through 3 and 4, able to keep the top position. McCrury now moving into the race lead. Anthony McCrury had a pretty decent run last week at FTF Super Speedway, jumped to 25th in points. He was, a couple of weeks ago, down near that cut line of 30th in the standings, and so continued to try and progress his way up away from that cut line position. McCrury, a former winner this season, trying to have that win count towards a spot in the chase for the championship. McCrury winning, of course, at Bristol Dirt, which was a short track, and while this is a mile racetrack, a lot of people kind of liken the racing to a short track, so Anthony McCrury showing he knows how to get it done, at least at the smaller racetracks. We'll call it that. Caution is out. Caution for the first time here today, and for the first time this weekend, and it happens on lap number 12. And that's actually a big break for driver 7th on back, who had lost touch with the top 6. Yellow flag out for the first time here today at Dover. And James Richardson is the reason for this caution. 8th in the point standings coming into this race are Infineon race winner, another car on pit road. I believe that's the 3 of Brooke Allen, who came into this race 13th in points. She jumped up 12 spots in the standings last week. And J Baskinger is on the pit lane, as is McCrury. Everybody's coming to pit road. Pace car is a lonely, lonely machine out there on the racetrack, as everybody has hit the pit lane. Anthony McCrury had the first pit stall. Well, the last pit stall, first pit stall that you encounter when you come to pit road. Baskinger, on the other hand, has the very last pit stall or first pit stall, depending on which way you're looking at it. So we'll follow the 5 and see what the potential battle might be coming off of the pit lane. Looks like it's going to be a 4-tire stop for Baskinger. I can only assume it's a 4-tire stop for McCrury. Here comes McCrury down towards the line, and he will beat J Baskinger off pit road. So McCrury, by about half a car length, will be the race leader. When we go back green, let's take a look and see what brought out the yellow flag. James Richardson and Brooke Allen appear to be 2 of the drivers involved in this yellow flag. And this was towards the rear of the field, too, actually, somewhere around the 34th position. I think this was a battle for 33rd. Oh, and yeah, Brooke Allen and James Richardson just had different ways of going into the corner, and unfortunately their paths intersected. James Richardson's left front gets into Brooke Allen's right rear. He hooks her up into the wall, and that was some pretty hard licks for both of those drivers. Good thing the safer barrier is there, but still pretty tough angle to hit that wall. And as I mentioned, both drivers came in running so well in the points. Brooke Allen 13th, James Richardson in 8th. And looks like neither one of them are going to finish out today's race at Dover. Both going to be on the hook, as that brought out our first caution of the day here at Dover. We haven't gotten the 1 to green signal yet. We probably will either this lap or the next time around. This yellow flag was kind of a godsend for these drivers because I'm not 100% certain, but I think that had this thing gone green to the end, these drivers may have had to try and make green flag pit stops here at Dover. And I've raced this track before. I'm very familiar with Dover. It's actually one of my favorite tracks to drive, but the thing that I hate the most about this track is pit road. It is so hard to get onto without spinning the car out in turn 4 or without possibly hitting that pit wall. You have to slow down so much in order to be able to make the entry, and it is one of the toughest pit roads to get onto, and I know this from personal experience. Pace car, its lights are out, so we will go back green on lap 17 of 60. Anthony McCrury is the race leader. Second place, J Baskinger. K Batson third. Fourth, Charles Sandfer. How about Brandon Gonzales? His team getting it done on pit road, getting him out in fifth, so he picked up a couple of spots on pit lane. Emmanuel Hartnett will restart 6th with James McCloud, Johnny Gardner, Garrett Sydnor, and Nathan Hudson, your top 10. Out of the race, the 2 cars we saw get involved in that wreck, James Richardson and Brooke Allen, so 37 of our 39 original cars are still running and still on the lead lap. It'll be a single file restart as opposed to double file, so how anxious will these drivers be to get back to battling for position? My guess is very anxious, since this is one of the toughest tracks to be able to pick up positions at. Track position is such a key factor in a race like this. Green flag back in the air. We're back underway at Dover. There you see them all peeking. McCloud's going to be the first one to go to the inside, and now Brandon Gonzales does the same. He'll try and take 4th from Charles Sandfer. McCloud's going to follow him. Baskinger taking a look on McCrury. Not going to make the move this time, and look at... Oh, wait a minute. What? McCrury and Baskinger are coming to pit road. Did they get penalized? Oh, trouble! Emmanuel Hartnett around, right in front of Nathan Hudson. Caution's out. Dallas McIntosh, Benjamin Miles involved, and they're wrecking further up. There goes Michaels. I saw Tim Walsh spin. L Alvarise, Daniel Guilbert have spun. Fitzwater's got damage. A huge stack up, and the yellow flag is out again. And McCrury and Baskinger are on pit road, and I think they're going to get trapped a lap down as a result of this. Somebody else just spun. It might have been Trent Dunham. It might have been K Shearer. I don't know. Caution's out. K Batson has inherited the lead after all that just went on. And second caution of the day, I can only assume it had something to do with the fact that McCrury and Baskinger came to pit road. And now everybody's coming back to the pit lane. Well, I say everybody, not everybody. K Shearer is staying out. And I believe that was J Bryant as well that's also staying out. But boy, that was a lot of calamity that happened in just the course of one lap. Joshua Michaels is on pit road. Benjamin Miles is on pit road. There was one car that was flipped upside down. I don't know if it was Hartnett or Miles. There's Hudson on pit lane. McIntosh is on pit road. Man. And no, it wasn't JT Bryant who stayed out. It was Blaine Keys in the 42 that stayed out with K Shearer. So it looks like Kev will be the race leader when we go back green. It's Shearer, Keys, and Farrell who decided to all stay out. Well, let's try and find out what happened to bring out this yellow flag for the second time here today at Dover. Well, Miles is having a feast now. This was coming off turn number 4. Emmanuel Hartnett way up top. There was some contact right there between McCloud and Sydnor, and then McCloud's just kind of a pinball between the 83 and the 38. Look at him again, bouncing off one, then off the other, and finally hits Hartnett at just the wrong angle. Hartnett going to spin down towards that inside wall, and what goes down at this kind of a track always seems to sweep up right in front of Nathan Hudson. Benjamin Miles nowhere to go. Dallas McIntosh in the 14 swept up in it, and it was Hartnett that went up into the air and upside down on his roof. And look up ahead, there you see contact between Tim Walsh and Daniel Guilbert. Walsh goes up into Alex Drayton, and then there you see Joshua Michaels, Zachary Fitzwater, and Cody Smart getting a piece of it as well. I think Michaels may have made some contact with the 25, which sent him into the 59 and the 12. Cole Baker got a piece of this incident, as did L Alvarise, and we already mentioned Alex Drayton. See, they were down on the apron trying to avoid. And I don't know if it's the 15 or the 4, but one of them snaps loose. Oh, no. Gilbert kind of gets into the side of J Arndt, and that sends him down into Tim Walsh. There you see Alex Drayton gets a piece of it. L Alvarise is going to get swept up right there. He gets clipped in the door by Tim Walsh, and then he gets clipped again by Daniel Guilbert. Oh, Jessica Shelton got a piece of that too, with the right front of her Tampa Bay Rays Chevrolet. She got into Tim Walsh. Cole Baker got a little bit of damage out of that as well. You can see a little bit of a buckle on the hood of the No Man's Sky Chevrolet. So there were at least 10, maybe 12, maybe 14 drivers that got some damage out of this, but Joshua Michaels with a lot of damage, Fitzwater the same, Alvarez, Walsh, McIntosh, Miles, Hartnett, as well as Nathan Hudson. A lot of damage on those drivers. And then I think, we'll just quickly take a look, I think Trent Dunham spun after the yellow flag came out. No, he didn't spin. Did somebody else spin? I saw smoke. Might have been J Arndt. No, oh, maybe it was K Shearer, actually. Let's find the 34. There he is. Oh, yeah. Wow. Goes into a drift there, trying to get on the brakes to slow down for the caution. Gotta wonder if he may have flat spotted his tires, and the bad news is, if that's the case, he's restarting as the leader. Let's go back for the green flag. Lap 23 is when we go back green. K Shearer gets us back underway. Green flag back out. You see some drivers that are trapped a lap down. McCrury, Baskinger, McIntosh, and Hartnett. Now the reason for McCrury and Baskinger being a lap down, we have confirmed, is they jumped the start. You cannot pass the pace car before the start-finish line, and that was what they both did. So they both had to come to pit road and serve a penalty. The good news for them, though, even though they are a lap down to the race leaders, is the fact that that caution came out so they didn't fall 2 laps down. So they might be able to recover and get back onto the lead lap. We'll have to wait and see. After the incident, though, the drivers that are out of the race include Nathan Hudson, Benjamin Miles, Joshua Michaels, and Zachary Fitzwater. What a tough couple of weeks it's been for Fitzwater. Going back to Kansas, he came into that race as the race leader, and now he finds himself a couple of weeks later 5th in the points, and he's going to drop even more in the standings after getting involved in this one. K Shearer, though, what a season he's been having. 7th in the point games, highest running rookie overall, and right now the rookie points leader, but right behind him, he's got one of the best in the business. A guy who lost the championship by 7 points last year. Blaine Keys in the 42, trying to pick up his first win of the season. Teammate Trent Dunham went to victory lane a few weeks ago at Talladega, so Keys trying to become the 2nd Sega Motorsports car to go to victory lane. Behind them, you've got the lap car of McCrury, Caleb Farrell, another rookie running solidly in 3rd. Then right behind him is Charles Sandfer in the 4th position, and then you got to go a ways back behind the 2 lap machines of McIntosh and Baskinger before you find this battle here for the 5th position. James McCloud, Keith Batson, and Garrett Sydnor in this mix. And behind them, you've got Johnny Gardner in 8th, Levi McIntyre 9th, John Hart is in 10th, and our defending winner of this race, J Bryant, has now fought his way up to the 11th position. 2 for 2. It starts here at Dover as McCloud will clear Baskinger this time off of turn number 2. Now he'll set his sights on the next car, which would be Charles Sandfer. There is a lap machine between himself and the 03. Meanwhile, up at the front, Anthony McCrury has a very strong machine. We saw him be able to battle his way to the front early on in this thing, and now he's trying to battle to get himself back on the tail end of the lead lap, trying to bypass both the 34 and the 42. I'm assuming with us going back green when we did, these drivers are good to go on fuel, with maybe the possible exception of the 34, 42, and 95, because when that caution came out, we had roughly about 37 laps remaining in the race, and we ran only 40 green flag laps in the Taxler Truck Series race here yesterday, so I don't know what the fuel window is for these drivers here today, whether they can make it or not. The question here is, will Blaine Keys make the move on K Shearer before Anthony McCrury makes the move on Blaine Keys? Now, if the 61 makes the move, it's not for position. He's trying to get himself back onto the tail end of the lead lap after jumping the last restart. Blaine Keys, though, not letting K Shearer out of his sight. And again, we got to go back as well to when K Shearer came to the caution, the last caution. He went into a drift and slid the rear tires over in turn 1. So that may be some much needed grip that he will be lacking later on in this thing. Blaine Keys, from my memory, has made 3 of the 4 Hersheys Cup Series chases for the championship. Back in season 1, he drove the 48. In season 3, he drove the 8. And in season 4, of course, last season, he drove the 42. Had that win in the regular season finale at M&M Super Speedway. Got pushed to the win by teammate Trent Dunham to be able to make the chase for the championship. Now Anthony McCrury losing touch with these top 2. Caleb Farrell just riding right now, it seems, in the 3rd position. He may realize the gravity of the fact that he and the 2 drivers ahead of him have less fuel and less tire grip than the other drivers behind him. Charles Sandfer was the first of the drivers to come to pit road and leave pit road under our last caution, currently in that 4th position. We got a couple of lap cars peppered here in the top 5. We got the 61 of McCrury, the 14 of Dallas McIntosh. They are not on the lead lap. Shearer, Blaine Keys, Farrell, Sandfer, and then the last car there in this group, J McCloud. That is your top 5. Top 5 separated by a little less than a second and a half. Then you got to go back about 2 seconds before you get to J Arndt in the 6th position. And one thing that we did not encounter in yesterday's Taxler Truck Series race that we very well might encounter here in today's race is slower traffic. The slower damaged machine of Emmanuel Hartnett, who was upside down after our 2nd caution, still running, is going to be probably caught by these race leaders within the next 5 laps, and this could make it very interesting in the battle for the lead. Blaine Keys might try using the 83 as a pick. This could also bring Caleb Farrell, Charles Sandfer, and James McCloud back up into the picture to try and get up there and battle for this race lead as well. Really surprised we haven't seen Blaine Keys jump up to the top side there through 3 and 4. Because we know there's grip there to be able to make that kind of a move. And that's the preferred line through 3 and 4, but Blaine Keys has not jumped up there to try and draw even with K Shearer off turn number 4. They're going to catch the 83. Here comes Shearer to the bottom. Blaine Keys going to follow suit. And it looks like they're all going to be able to freight their way around the 83 of Emmanuel Hartnett. Well, I said that, and Charles Sandfer now is kind of caught in behind him. And now McCrury moves Blaine Keys out of the way. But this actually also puts Blaine Keys up on the top side. So will Blaine Keys be able to do something here through 3 and 4? Trying to get the run off the corner. Nope, all he'll do is hang on to 2nd, and that's brought Caleb Farrell now into the battle. Now the top 3 lead lap cars are nose to tail through 1 and 2. James McCloud also used the slower machine of Emmanuel Hartnett to get by Charles Sandfer for 4th, so moves Sandfer back to 5th place. Next car these drivers would encounter is the Alex Drake machine. He hit the line just now The leaders are hitting the line now. Yeah, they may end up catching that 77 before this race is over. And the 77 has no alliances with anyone in the top 3, but he is a teammate to the 51 of James McCloud. So would he do anything to hold up these leaders to give the 51 a chance at getting a victory? Looks like Blaine Keys all of a sudden getting racy. He took a little peek a little lower through 3 and 4 that last time by. We've also got a teammate up here for Blaine Keys and Dallas McIntosh. Would he be trying to get up here to try and help his Sega Motorsports teammate get by the 34? Alex Drayton, the only rookie so far this season to win a race. K Shearer trying to become the second. They are going to catch that 77 before this race is over. It's going to be 16 laps to go when they hit the stripe this next time by, and they have about maybe half a straightaway before they're going to get to the back bumper of the 77. I think Drayton is a little bit more up to speed than Emmanuel Hartnett is, so he may be a little bit more of a challenge to get around for these race leaders. Depends on in which portion of the racetrack they catch him. We're going to nose to tail here. McCrury and McIntosh, both a lap down, but both up to speed. Those two could work together and play spoiler in these top 2. Still single file, though, as now James McCloud has caught Caleb Farrell for the 3rd position. And here we go. It's going to get very interesting now, as they will probably catch Alex Drayton, if not here in 3 and 4, definitely on the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Yeah, it's going to be in 1 and 2. They're going to catch him in 1 and 2. So Blaine Keys is going to make a move. Now would be the best time to do it. K Shearer going to look low on the 77. 77's going to throw a block on him. And that wads everybody up. Now who's going to jump where? Shearer going to go low on the 77. Drayton going to try and battle back on the top side. K Shearer gets about a half car length advantage off the corner, and he will get by him, it looks like. Dallas McIntosh to the inside on McCrury. That's actually 4th position, and McCloud is going to get by Caleb Farrell for 3rd. Well, at least I thought he was going to. Now I'm not sure. Dallas McIntosh now up there right behind his teammate. He's a lap down, but he can certainly make something happen. Up here amongst the top 2. Blaine Keys right now, I don't know if it's that he's riding behind K Shearer or he legit cannot make a move. It's looked like he's had opportunities to, and he just hasn't taken them. Farrell hanging on to 3rd place now as McCloud got trapped behind Alex Drayton. Now Charles Sandfer going to try and get by the 51, try and take 4th place back. Not going to be able to do it this time. And slowly but surely, John Arndt and G Sydnor are starting to reel in these guys. Not too far back. Levi McIntyre and Johnny Gardner trying to do the same, and Trent Dunham is now cracked the top 10. Right here, off of turn 4, I'm surprised we haven't seen Blaine Keys jump to the inside. If he went to the inside, I'm certain his teammate would go with him. That would give him a little bit of a bubble push into turn 1. And he probably would be able to clear K Shearer by the time they got off turn 2. I don't know if that's what he's thinking and he's waiting for his moment, but you can't wait too long or else the laps are going to tick away and you're going to have no opportunity. Emmanuel Hartnett on pit road in the 83, and now Dallas McIntosh to the inside of his teammate. Now, I don't understand this. Unless McIntosh is just trying to get some distance between himself and the 61, and now Blaine Keys is going to get by him. Oh, that may have been some strategy there, actually. Blaine Keys was able to drive it really deep into 3 and 4 since he was stuck to the high side of his teammate. So they may have actually worked that out together to try and help the 42 have a better entry into the corner. And now, wow, Blaine Keys has found a little bit of something there. He's kind of diamonding the corner now, entering high and driving it deep in. Blaine Keys looking racy now, and it looks like we may have a battle for the lead momentarily. When does Keys make the move? He's going to do it in 3 and 4. He's got to go high. If he's going to do it in 1 and 2, he can go low. Smoking car up ahead. And here comes Keys. He's going to try it now. It's Chris Dodd. The 88 is blown up right in front of the leaders. Keys trying to get alongside. He did. He got the inside line to work, but now he's not going to be able to stick to the left rear quarter panel going into 1. It hurt his entry into 1 and 2. Problem for the 88 of Chris Dodd. He is blown up here in the closing stages of this race. Third in the points coming into this race too, we should mention. Blaine Keys thought that was his moment to make a move for the race lead. It almost worked, but not quite. Shearer turned him back, at least for the moment. 5 laps to go. Here comes McIntosh again to the inside on Blaine Keys. They're going to try it again. Blaine Keys going to try and get that run off the corner. Is it going to work? Going to try driving it deep into the corner. He's going to get to the bumper of Kev Shearer. He might be able to make a move to the inside here on the front straightaway. McCrury going to swing low. Not going to be able to get there on Blaine Keys. And now, McCrury bypassing McIntosh. Blaine Keys has lost his wingman if he tries to make the move on Kev Shearer. Time is running out for the 42. Slow car ahead again. That's Emmanuel Hartnett. Will he come into play in the closing stages? Got a battle on for 5th. J Arndt has caught Charles Sandfer trying to get himself into the top 5. And he has now bypassed the 0-3. So move Arndt into the top 5 position. Oh, Blaine Keys slipped up a little bit there. McCrury thought about sticking his nose in there. That would have been detrimental to Blaine Keys' chances of winning. There's another car on pit road. I don't know who that is, but we can't go away from this battle for the potential race win. 1 1/2 laps to go, and they may catch Emmanuel Hartnett here on the white flag lap. This could get very interesting in the closing stages. Kev Shearer looking for his first career Hersheys Cup Series win. Blaine Keys looking for what would be, I believe, his 4th. White flag displayed. They're going to catch that 83, I think. They might not, I don't know. Keys has got to make the move here. If he doesn't, it's over. Shearer goes low. Keys tries to go lower. Can't do it. Kev Shearer will be the 2nd rookie winner this season. He takes the checkered flag here today at the AAA 400. Driven by autism at Dover. It is the 3rd win of the season for CJ Racing. First Hersheys Cup Series win of Kev Shearer's career. And he now joins Alex Drayton as a winner in his rookie season. But boy, he had to do a lot of strategizing, a lot of defensive driving, a lot of scenarios in his head of what could the 42 do if he gets to my back bumper. And Kev Shearer also had to work his way through traffic precision-wise, and he did. Had a victory at Indianapolis back in the non-charter series last season. And this season picks up his first Hersheys Cup Series main event win. Came into this race 7th in the point standings. This guy, he's a rookie, but he's certainly looking like he could be one of the favorites for the championship later on this year. Nonetheless, though, let's take a look at the finishing results. Blaine Keys will have to settle for 2nd. J McCloud fought his way from 5th up to 3rd on that last green flag run. Charles Sandfer will finish 4th, and J Arndt was able to fight his way up to a top 5 run in 5th. Garrett Sydnor brings it home in 6th, with Levi McIntyre 7th. Johnny Gardner 8th. Brandon Gonzales finally gets a good run once again in 9th, and Trent Dunham will bring it home in the 10th position. K Tellier, another driver that really could have used a good run today, gets it in 11th. M Haas will finish in 12th. Keith Batson finished 13th, with K Mathews 14th. And the defending winner of this race, no longer J Bryant, will finish in the 15th spot. Rest of your top 20 were S Gallighan, Dylan Young, Cody Smart, Cody Llamas, and Quentin Moore. 25 cars finished on the lead lap. Anthony McCrury finished a lap down in 26th. That was a tough break for him as he jumped the restart while in the lead and thus had to come to pit road to serve a penalty. Dallas McIntosh a lap down in 27th. Also a lap down were Alex Drayton, J Baskinger, and Caleb Farrell. Daniel Guilbert was the car we saw come to pit road in the closing stage as he finishes 2 laps down in 31st. Tough break for our winner last week at FTF. Emmanuel Hartnett finished 6 laps down in 32nd. He was the last car to finish the race. We saw Chris Dodd's car erupt in smoke there in 3 and 4. Ignition issues for him puts him out of the race in 33rd, and the rest of these drivers were out of the race due to the 2 cautions we had today. Nathan Hudson, Benjamin Miles, Joshua Michaels, Zachary Fitzwater, James Richardson, and Brooke Allen. So that is going to do it here for this race weekend at Dover International Raceway. Next week is the season finale of the first half of the regular season before we get set for All-Star Race weekend at Charlotte. Kev Shearer with this win, he has locked himself into the All-Star Race, so we'll be seeing him there as well as the other former winners this season. As I said, next week it's Richmond, and all 3 series will be there, so we hope you will tune in to all of those events before we end up getting ready for non-points racing at the All-Star Race weekend, which then begins our road, the chase, towards the chase for the championship. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race, though, from Dover. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. We've shown your full finishing results. These are your rookie points and your overall points heading into next week's race at Richmond. Till then, I'm Seth Cole. You've been watching a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.